All right. We are here. Strahd has been defeated. You are in the tomb of Sergei von Zarevich, healing from the last fight. Esmeralda and Rictavio have turned to you and said that the only way to destroy a vampire forever is to make sure that the final blow has been struck in his coffin. She has instructed you that the only place in this crypt that she has not been able to access in the past was the room directly to the south of you. That is the only place where Strahd's crypt could be. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move all of your tokens down to this area so you can see what's kind of going on, and so you can kind of you have the visual of what's happening. Give me a second to do that. You can go ahead and scroll down to the bottom of the page too. Please don't do this. I'm gonna put you there. You're gonna see stuff, but we're just gonna go. So you can see. You should be able to be right here. Okay. So I'm going to move people around, kind of in the general vicinity of where they were going to be. So, okay. As you enter Strahd's crypt, you see a figure walking toward an open coffin. This creature looks to be a feeble, defeated humanoid. Upon closer inspection, you see that this is, in fact, actually Strahd. You haven't seen him in this form before. You can assume that this form he takes as he's about to begin his resting period. You know that a vampire can never truly be killed unless the final blow is struck while it is in its coffin. He sees you, and you hear an ungodly shriek come out of this form. He backs away from his coffin as he realizes he isn't strong enough to fight you again. Seizing the opportunity, No Legs, Dritzt, and Dag charge and grapple him, while Grim readies his wooden stake. With supernatural strength, it takes multiple people to wrestle him into his coffin. As you struggle to pin him down, he looks at No Legs and yells, "You will pay for what you have done. Your queen will suffer just as you will," and throws No Legs off of him with a force that sends him flying into the wall. Once pinned in the coffin, Grim takes out his stake, approaches the coffin, and with all of his strength, slams it down, piercing Strahd's chest, pinning him to his coffin.
Let's go, baby.
Do it multiple times. Just in case.
Strahd can't hide his surprise as death takes him into the black abyss. Surprise turns to rage, and the pillar stone of Ravenloft trembles with fury. Shaking dust from the ceiling of the vampire's tomb, the shudders abate as Strahd's burning hatred melts away, replaced at last with relief. The dark orbs of his eyes wither and sink into his skull as his corpse deteriorates before you. In a matter of moments, only bones, dust, and noble garb remain. Strahd von Zarevich, the Dark Lord of Barovia, is dead and gone. As you step away from Strahd's coffin, you hear a gurgled cough. As you turn, you see No Legs. He is up against the wall with blood trickling out of his mouth. Upon closer inspection, you see an iron bar protruding from his chest. No Legs?
My friends. My friends, is it over?
We got him, buddy. We got him.
We did it, brother.
I remember everything. I remember hitting my head and becoming a strange British man. But it's me. I'm here now.
Damn it.
I'm weakening. I don't have much time.
Somebody lay hands on this brother.
No. My friends. I think it's time. I need to see my forefathers in the next light. But to each of you, I want to bestow a gift. Grim, are you there?
His headphones are off.
Maybe to another I speak then.
Grim checked out. He's just taking a nap on the ground.
It looks like he's yelling at somebody.
I think it's his dog.
He's
Are
back.
you there?
Yeah, sorry, my dog's whining at me.
My dearest friend Grib, do you hear me?
No.
Always one for humor. I'll take that as a yes. I don't have the ability to move, but Grim, please. The string on my bow, please cut it off for the humorous time when you detached my bow from my string and I was not functional. I did not find pleasure in it then, but now I do, my friend. Please take my string and keep it with you forever.
Is he dying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can save his life. Hang on.
No,
No, you missed that. He said not to.
no,
Oh.
it's time for me. It's been far too long. It's been a long journey for me, and I want to see my forefathers.
I will
Please,
take your string.
yes. Please, in remembrance of me. My dearest scaled friend, Dag, are you there?
I haven't gone anywhere. I'm right here, bud.
My eyes are slowly dwindling away. I'm sorry, I can't fully see. To you, my friend, I give you my boots. For the many solo journeys me and you took within castles together. And I really don't have much else. This is the only thing I can think of.
We'll cherish these boots forever.
Thank
I
you.
look at Sonny. I looked at the rest of the guys like, go to Cass and Ravenloft. And all I got with these crappy boots.
Well, at least you got something.
To the most baffling of faces I've seen. Dritz, is that you?
Yes, my brother.
To you, all I can give is an apology for what I've done to you in your past, but you seem so alive now, my friend. And so charismatic.
You have paid your debt tenfold. You are forgiven, brother.
Thank you, my friend. It's good to see a smiling face.
Like stage 4 lung cancer.
This happened quickly.
I literally got impaled with a freaking giant stake, guys. Okay, I'm dying quick.
Keep
I
going,
cast
keep going.
Cure
We're,
Wounds.
we got,
I'm
we're
just
there,
kidding.
we're there. Let's get it.
And last but not least, dearest Sonny Bollins,
Sonny Ballins.
Sunday balloons.
my oldest and closest friend. You've been with me since the beginning.
Damn straight.
You've always been there and supported me through my many concussions and many character developments. And I just I wish you the most sincere, beloved treasure of all of my life, which is everything else on my possession, including my gold
Oh yeah.
and my clothing.
That's great. How much is that, by the way?
Probably about 12 copper.
12 copper.
Take care, my friend.
I mean, it's pretty weak of you to like die. We can help you right here. I mean,
No Legs.
you don't
No
have
Legs takes his final
to
breath.
do this.
His eyes close,
Oh, man.
and his body goes limp. The foe he struck down has returned the favor. They will rest in this crypt forever.
I have Revivify. Can I just do this out of spite now? Just wake up. You can't die on me.
Hey, hey, Rictavio, can't you talk with the dead?
I am spent. He is gone. I'm sorry.
Is his bot like? Can we move him from the crypt?
Yes, we should not leave him here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make sure we take him out of here.
I'm gonna throw him on my shoulders, but be like, I'm happy about it. But at the same time, I'm gonna look at like the guys like, man, he couldn't have just like died outside. Like I'd carry him away. You know.
Doesn't he owe somebody like a chapel or something?
He owes me a chapel. That's why he gave me all his money.
But maybe we can bury him there.
Yeah, I'll bury him in the crypts of my new chapel.
After
It's gonna be like a chapel museum, I think.
Yeah, I'll just throw him on my shoulder. We'll
Alright.
carry him out.
After leaving the castle, you are drawn to the castle's overlook. As you approach, thick clouds fill the sky. Through the chilly mists, the land of Barovia is visible far below. There is peacefulness there. Rest has come to the valley for the first time anyone can remember. You see riding across the bridge towards you a horse bearing Ismark and Irina Kolyana, faces you have not seen in a very long time. As they approach, Ismark smiles as he gives you a look knowing that you have accomplished your mission. You look to the east, and you see a flock of ravens fly in your direction. As they land, their bodies start to enlarge and their bodies change. As their humanoid features become more prominent, you recognize them to be Erwin and Danica Mardikoff, and their two sons, Brom and Bray. Also manifesting are Davian Mardikoff and the rest of his family from the Wizard of Wine's winery. The were-ravens smile and give you an approving nod. You take some time to revel in your victory and mourn your loss, with the allies that you have made along the way. A few minutes later, a light flashes in front of you. Once your eyes adjust, you see a stately man, a being of flesh and blood, in shining armor and a flapping cape. His countenance shows great strength of will, yet the forcefulness of his presence is tempered by his calm, sad eyes. His features are those of Strahd, yet subtly different. His voice is calm and peaceful. "My name is Sergei von Zarevich." He turns to Irina. "Tatiana, the time is at hand to rest. Come, my love and wife." He stretches forth his hand. Irina Kolyana, questioning, suddenly opens her eyes with recognition and knowledge. Forgotten memories rush back to her. "Sergei!" she cries, springing to him with the grace of a doe, and they embrace. Irina turns to you and says, "I am Irina Kolyana, but in my past I was Sergei's beloved Tatiana. Through these many centuries, we have played out the tragedy of our lives. Now, with our deepest gratitude to you, that tragedy is over. It is time for joy to begin again." Shimmering light surrounds Irina and Sergei. Hand in hand, they walk east toward the edge of the overlook. Their feet do not touch the ground as they tread a path beyond this mortal world. Their invisible road takes them beyond the eastern precipice, their glow illuminating and thinning the clouds above Barovia. The clouds suddenly break open, letting shafts of golden, glorious sunlight flood through. In the valley below, the strange fog dissolves. Barovia is free once more. Esmeralda turns to you and says, "The time has come. The veil is lifted. You are finally free to leave this land. Let us return to Madame Eva, where we can prepare for your departure." As you begin your travel to the Serpool encampment, where you first encountered Madame Eva, you see that the fog that surrounds this land thinning. The dark clouds that have loomed over the valley for centuries give way to sunshine. Upon reaching the encampment, you see Vistani dancing, rejoicing in the fact that they no longer have to live in fear. Children run to you and reach out their hands, laughing and exuding a joy that you haven't encountered since setting foot into this land. Madame Eva exits her tent. Upon seeing you, she smiles and beckons you over to her. As you approach, she says, "Ah, you did it. As soon as your final blow struck, we knew. The skies opened up and we saw the sun for the first time in centuries. Please, join us in celebration and allow us to provide you travel out of this land. We Vistani have a deep connection with this realm, and we have been known to have the ability to travel beyond this world and the beyond. When you are ready, let me know and we will provide a wagon to take you home." Esmeralda puts her hand on Dag's shoulder. She looks him in the eye, and with a small smile, she says, "I know we've had our ups and downs, but I thank you for what you did here. You and your friends accomplished something that nobody has ever been able to do." She looks away for a second, pauses, and looks back to Dag and Drizzt. "I forgive you for Katya. She meant a lot, and I know it was an accident. I'm sorry for my behavior and lashing out. We had been through a lot together in this fight. When you leave, I'm going to make it my mission to clean things up here. I know Rictavio wants to spend the rest of his days in quiet retirement. Know that you did good here." She turns and jogs over to join the other Vistani in celebration. You see Rictavio hanging back. As you make eye contact with him, he smiles at you and waves. He turns and walks away. Madame Eva turns to you and asks, "If you are ready to leave, we are ready to take you home." And at this point, if there's anything that you would like to say or do, now would be the time.
I guess I go first. Bye. Have a good time.
Are you leaving, Grim?
Sounds like we're getting a ride out of here.
What about you, Dritz?
Yes, I think I will take my leave from this land.
Dag?
Yeah, I'm over this place. I'm ready to go home.
All right. Well, I think what I'd like to do is stay back, and I'd like to go back to the Amber Temple and learn more from Thanter and gain as much knowledge as I can from all those spell books there. Now that there's no evil in this land, I feel much more safe. I'll establish my new museum, hashtag no child abuse allowed. A chapel, and I'll make sure to bury No Legs there. Yeah, I think that's what I'd like to do.
I think your hashtag should be hashtag no third legs.
No third legs.
Hashtag school for kids who can't read good.
But I do want to just say, I think if I would love for any of you guys to come back in a year and just say hi. I'll make sure you have a nice place to stay, plenty of Sezerac to go around, and I think it's time for me to sit and study some more in the craft that I have found myself skilled in.
Upon making your monument for No Legs, I give you this string.
Oh yes, I'll make sure to bury that with him.
That was meant for you, motherfucker.
I will
he
be
won't
back
know,
in
'cause he's dead, so it's not like he,
I will be back in a year to celebrate with your friend.
Yes.
Same.
Although, can we make sure the Sezerac is less piss filled?
I like it that way.
I wish you well in your knowledge, and maybe spend some time perfecting your BS as well. And I will look forward to enjoying in a pint of your BS when I get back.
Yes, make sure I pull out my my ingredient card that I've had with me for who knows how long, and I give it to him. I say, just you take this back to wherever you're going, and you spread the Barovian Sezerac cheer for everyone to experience.
Who are you hitting that to?
Dritz.
Oh,
I say I don't think that this is meant for me. I don't have much use of this where I am going, but maybe Grim, our group drunk, would like to.
the second you say Grim, I'm like, yoink.
Well, that makes sense.
Bunny turns away, after giving you a nod and a smile, embracing you one last time, and begins his travels to the Amber Temple. As he travels, he goes through Balaki. Celebration is happening in the streets. A parade is traveling through town, the likes of which haven't been seen in a very long time. The path up through the Solenka Pass is uneventful. He gets to the Amber Temple and enters the front door. Exithanter greets him and invites him to the library. Welcome back, Sonny. The library and all this temple has to offer is at your disposal.
Yes. Thank you.
We fade back to the encampment. Madame Eva gestures towards a wagon, ready to accept you and take you home. As the three of you enter, the inside of the wagon seems bigger than on the outside. The magic surrounding this wagon seems to make it more comfortable and spacious. The doors close and the wagon starts heading through the village of Barovia and down the Slavic road where you entered this realm. As you approach the mists, they start to clear. As you go further and further down the road, you can't see anything outside other than white cloud. After a few minutes, the fog clears and you appear on a road heading up a hill. As you crest the apex, you see below the great city of Waterdeep. You hear birds chirping, and the sun is beating down on you. As you head down the road into the bustling city, you look at each other and smile. Only one thought goes through your heads. You're home. "5 years have passed since your time in Barovia. You have adjusted back to life in the Forgotten Realms. Dag has started freelance adventuring, acquiring enough money to start his own smithy in Waterdeep. where you can find some of the best armor in town. Embossed across the chest of every suit of armor is the name Dag, an homage to the blacksmith who made his armor that helped defeat Strahd. Grim has given up the hermit life and found himself a woman. After taking Rain Off-White as his bride, they settled down in Neverwinter and had 7 children. Meh, stupid, narcolepsy, allergies, timid, asshole, and dentist. All of them seem to share his
Wait, what was the last one?
dentist. All of them seem to share his dwarf gene.
So good.
Oh my god.
Drizzt hasn't been seen in a very
Tim and an asshole are real good friends.
Drizzt hasn't been seen in a very long time. After dying and coming back to life, he decided to retreat to the wilds, contemplating his death and what his life now means. Most days he spends meditating, attempting to commune with the animal spirits. Deep down, he wishes to see Katya again and wants to find a way to bring her back to this plane of existence. One day, as you are going about your business, Grim and Dag, a messenger approaches each one of you with a letter. Drizzt, a large falcon, finds you and drops a letter in your lap as you are meditating. You each look at the envelope, and on the seal, you see a decorative R in the wax. You open the letter and it reads, "All is not as it once was. You must help. Meet me at the Wicker Goat Tavern in Saltmarsh in a 10-day. Signed, R." You each make your arrangements and begin traveling to Saltmarsh. Knowing that this isn't the most reputable town, you wonder why this R character wanted to meet there. You approach the Wicker Goat. As you walk in, you pass a large Goliath, a water genasi, and a hooded elf as they're exiting the tavern. The Goliath and the genasi are speaking about a haunted house, while the elf walks behind them and just says in an almost a mock excitement voice, "Vacation." You enter the tavern
Good.
one by one. Each of you enter and take a seat at a table in the back. Sunny does not seem to be there. It's been years since you've seen each other. You take this time to catch up and wonder why you're there. A few minutes go by, and out of nowhere, you hear the door slam open. Everyone in the tavern is immediately quiet and whip their heads to see what is going on. You see a woman, average height, wiry build, with long frizzy green hair. Her deep gray eyes immediately dart in your direction. At her side, you also see an older man, battle-weary, wearing an eye patch, a scar crossing his face, long white hair, and wearing leather armor that looks like it has been well used. Strapped to his hip is a decorative short sword. They start walking quickly in your direction. The woman stops, looks at the man, and says, "Are these the ones who knew my brother?" The man looks at you, and you immediately recognize him as Rictavio, but not the same Rictavio that you left in Barovia. He says to her, "Yes, they are." He then turns to you frantically and says, "Things have drastically changed since you left. Sunny has spent the many years studying in the Amber Temple, and he has become a lich and taken over control of the realm. You have to come back with me. Back to Barovia."
I'll go get my
Oh,
boots.
snap!
To be
So wait,
continued.
are we to
And
understand
he had
that
one
is,
job, and it's not to mess it up again.
that girl is Sunny's sister? Sweet.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Oh
All
my
right. All right. All right.
What?
Nice.
That was well done, Brian.
Thank you.
Yeah, really well done, Brian.
Thank you.
Really well done,
I,
man.
I was feeling
Mhm.
it, feeling the emotions. Everybody good? Jared, loved your performance.
That was so great. It was so great.
It was.
That was.
Thank you. I thought that I went a little Jim Carrey towards the end there, but you
I,
know.
I was getting real mask vibes out of that, which is cool.
Yeah. The very but I just feel like the longer I was going on, the less you guys cared about it, so I had to go more extreme.
we were just taken back by it. That's all.
Yeah.
Weren't expecting you to let yourself die like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no legs. No legs has existed for 2 years. It's time for him to move on.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for him to move on. So I thought it was a fitting. But Brian, honestly, all of us need to freaking give bonkers appreciation to Brian. That was such good writing, Brian. That was so good.
That's
Dude.
really good.
Appreciate
You,
it.
Very good, Brian.
you freaking killed it, dude. You couldn't see my face because I like hid the camera from my face because I was trying to emulate the actual death of me. But dude, that was so good.
You're
That was such
crying.
good writing,
Thank
bro.
Good job on those names, by the way. I like those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, you came up with those names?
I mean, yeah, they were. It's supposed to be Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, right?
Right. It was just like this synonyms for all
Yeah.
the names of the
Yeah.
dwarves.
Yep.
Nice.
That was so great.
Dentist, that's my favorite one. Dentist, bro.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
I couldn't even help
I
it.
think-
Even off screen, I couldn't hold it in. I was freaking dying, dude.
I think Matt and Stupid were twins.
Yeah, they were the
man,
twin
Stupid
ones.
was
Yeah.
good, dude, yeah. Man, yeah. Gosh, so good.
Oh,
Well,
that's great.
Yeah, so I think the idea is, whenever the time's right, I will DM a campaign that would take you guys back to Barovia to face Sonny Bones, the new Lich King of Barovia.
and it
whenever
and it
the
doesn't
time-
necessarily have
whenever
to
the
be
time
these
comes.
characters either. You know, Jesse and I were talking about this, and it can be. I mean, we could have completely new characters, and we can just start them at level 5 or whatever. Or if we want to take the characters from the next campaign that we do.
So is it gonna have to be homebrew content
Yeah.
essentially?
For me, yeah.
I mean, we'll have
Nice.
the basic, like the maps for Ravenloft and things like that. Well, we have all the maps, but as far as
Yeah.
the content, yeah, it's gonna be homebrew.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Also, that was such a good twist. Like, that was such a good
That's been in the works for
honestly,
about a
that
month and a
was
half,
so-
almost.
Really?
A little
man.
longer than
Yeah,
that,
I mean,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys killed it. That's great.
Well-
After I got the Staff of
Mm,
Frost
yeah,
and
yeah.
the Amber Temple, like that was the first thing that came to my mind is like, I need to become a bad guy.
Yes, that's so good. I love it. I freaking love it.
And Clark kind of caught it because I've been trying to be more and more
Mhm.
of an
Yep,
a-hole
I
as
noticed
time
it.
goes on. So
Well, I knew
Well,
that
y-
you were
yeah.
seeking more and more power. I knew that.
Mhm.
yeah,
The thing is it's hard to play Dag and you're just like, oh, everything's normal. When I know that Jesse's like, how can I be a dick or just be like the alpha in this moment? I'm like, stop it, Jesse. I have to pretend like I don't know what's going on.
Totally.
That's good.
That's awesome.
Just
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick,
yeah,
just
yeah.
guys, thank you. This was a lot of fun. It's been a long time coming. I know Jared and Jesse,
such
like
a
we
long
started back.
4 years.
Yeah, we started 4 years ago.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
took a
Nice.
long
Jesse-
break.
Jesse deserves the commitment. Honestly.
Um, And I know, life happens. We ended up taking a break. I mean, a couple of you guys had kids, and that's totally fine.
yeah.
But I
I had
I know.
7.
I mean, it was a.
Yeah,
I
that's
forget.
good.
I forget
That
who
makes
had the
sense.
idea, but I mean, when quarantine happened, that was a great idea to get this going again.
I think that was
Yeah.
good.
So just thank you guys.
Yeah.
It's
Chris, yeah.
been an honor. It's been a
Yeah.
ton of fun. I love it. It's just been good.
Can we be kind and
Crazy.
rewind and just start this whole campaign
Yep.
over again?
Let's do it.
starting
Yep. Next week
Just
we're,
kidding.
we're back to Barovia.
Hey, Brian, can we level up?
Yes. Yes. You can go ahead and level up to level 10.
Nice.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh, I'm actually gonna do that.
Halfway there, guys. Halfway there. Let's get it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like. And then after that, I started playing like Heroes of the Storm with you
Yeah,
and
that's
Adam for a
right.
while, and that was cool. And I kind of got to know you guys better, and obviously, I got to know Chris through this game.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like it was like weird at first because like I don't know any of these dudes outside of
Yeah.
Jesse, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how
Brian was the only
I don't know
one
how
knew.
weird I can be, in this group. So I just kind of hung out for a while until I knew what I wanted to do.
Well, in the midst of all that too, I also took like a mega break.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't here for. A
Yeah,
long
because
time,
the
too,
original
so-
plan was to have Jared come back as a one-off for that Lost Companions fight. Because I
Yep.
had
Oh,
called him
yeah,
one
yeah.
day, and
Oh.
because he had stopped playing at that point, I was like, dude, how cool would it be is when we get to the end of this campaign, you just show up randomly for a night, just surprise everybody, and you play
Mm-hmm.
Thorn, Thymuff, and No Legs as these
No
corrupt
legs, yeah.
beings.
I was gonna be one of the corrupt ones that you guys would have had a fight.
So good.
But just
Jared,
magically,
you gotta. Did you tell Kyler and
I did.
Josh.
Yeah. Let me.
the other guys that we finished this thing up?
Yeah. Let me. I need to. I'll tell you guys. the
And that we
text,
murdered
'cause
them?
It was
Yeah.
pretty fun.
We straight up murdered him.
Yeah. Let me
Like,
find.
yeah, I
it.
know
Let me
it's been
find the
like 4
text.
years ago, but
Yeah,
So this is actually November. This is Friday, November 27th, is when I texted him the night we were
Uh-huh.
playing that night. I said, "So you guys remember Thorn and Thymuff? Yeah. They turned into zombies, and our team is now trying to kill them." And then Josh sends like a laugh emoji with the tears. And then the next text I sent them was, "Yeah, we killed you guys." And then he goes, "Bro, you guys are still playing that campaign? Haha, that was Josh, that was Thymuff."
Yeah.
And then Forn jumps in, he goes, "R.I.P. Forn. He lived a good life."
That's a zombie.
I was like, tonight was our final night with you guys 3 years later. And then Kyler was like, "I didn't even realize that I was still in this game." And Josh was like, "I'm surprised." He's like, "I'm surprised I didn't survive longer." And then Kyler was basically like, "Yeah, D&D life, how's it going?" And then Josh was like, "Yeah, Thymuff was literally the best orc in the world." And I was like, "You weren't even an orc, dude."
just ran around in a dino
So they
costume.
were just being they were just being super goobers, dude. I
Yeah,
loved it.
that's awesome. That's
So
great.
yeah, they were super champs, but they like Kyler was like, "Oh my gosh, of course I remember," and Josh was like, "I literally forgot about Thymuff." so it was pretty cool. I mean, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was a
so
long time. That was fun.
It was a long. I mean, I still had my own apartment. in
Yeah, we
Bristol.
were
That was
playing in your
so long
apartment,
ago.
and we split between that and
Yeah,
and
that's
Jesse's
right.
house.
Yeah.
Session 0 was in your
Yeah.
apartment.
We all actually met together as people. It
What's that
was
like?
Weird. Back when I
Yeah.
drank, when I would chug an entire bottle of Cocoa Bomb by myself every night.
Yeah,
The alcohol.
Cocoa Bomb.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love the in-person
Oh,
stuff,
man.
but I don't think we could have
Yeah.
achieved what we did with like the music and the transitions and stuff without being virtual. It would have been a lot harder, I think.
Yeah.
There's still speakers and we can do
some
it.
people have some pretty crazy
Yeah.
setups and stuff.
I mean, yeah,
to
right.
do all that.
But if you're just rocking a laptop and an iPad or whatever and pen and paper, it's hard to do. It's hard to build that ambiance that I was going for here,
It would take so much more
Yeah.
prep work
and
Mhm.
post
to
work,
do that in person.
a lot of
Oh,
post
yeah.
work too.
Like, I'm pretty sure the Dungeons and Daddies guys, it sounds like they don't have jobs anymore, that they only do that podcast. It sounds an awful lot like it. Like when I hear them talking, like they talk about like, "Oh, you're welcome for your money or
Yeah.
whatnot."
Also, I started
Well-
listening to that last night. By the way, guys,
It's-
I finally
it's good.
finally
Oh,
jumped
nice.
in.
yeah, have
so
you seen how
good.
many Patreons they have? They no wonder they don't need jobs. They make more money. They make more money playing D&D every other week than they would if they just had like regular old-fashioned jobs.
That's
Yep.
crazy. Because what's a Patreon? What's a
Their
Patreon
lowest
subscription?
Patreon's like $10.
I think it's 5.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it 5? Okay, yeah. So 5. It goes like 5, 10, 15, 20.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And you have to, average it out to $10, and so they have like over 5,000 subscribers, I think, or
Jeez.
Patreons.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, 50K a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
divided
Yeah,
by
that's
5.
nuts.
They're doing something
Yeah.
right.
Man, if I was making 50K a month, I would
Plus,
freaking
yeah.
I would be
Plus
on
merch.
freaking 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
Just
well,
Well,
merch
being
and
an idiot.
and
Yeah.
all their
Sponsors,
advertisements. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and we don't know, but like I don't know how much it costs to actually like produce a podcast. I don't know what their like
There's
overhead
a lot of
is.
equipment. It's a lot of just time, really. I mean, Freddie does so much
Yeah.
post work and editing and stuff. It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's
Yeah,
doing
the
a lot of it.
editing is a big
But I
part
mean,
of
you
it.
have to imagine they're all bringing at least 80K a year
Mhm.
home. Just
Yeah.
Well, I think
Yeah.
also like it seems like they all do something that they probably had a lot of this equipment.
Well, yeah,
already,
because
from
they
what it sounds
did,
like what they
a
did
lot of them
beforehand.
did. If you've ever heard of the show Video Game High School, it's on Netflix, I think. But they did that. They were producers and writers for that.
Okay.
So
Oh,
they've
okay.
done production work in the past.
Right. So they probably had equipment already available to them already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd
Also,
love to see, like, hear like behind the scenes or like an interview with them. Like, did you ever think you'd make like this much money
Well,
playing?
think
a
of the
game
Critical Role
on a
people. Same
podcast?
thing.
Gosh, I
Hey.
wish.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could.
Or
do that.
like what is
Do
it?
they have patrons or no?
Critical Role, I think so. I don't know. I haven't. I'm not fully up to date with everything they're doing.
Do you guys know
Yeah.
High Rollers?
I've heard of
at all?
them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I mean, they're-
any big name is doing Patreons. Like even freaking Good Mythical Morning on YouTube,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they have a Patreon. Their top Patreon that you could do is like $35 a month, and all like
Yeah.
the best thing that you get is you get to be like a part of a live stream that they're a part
Yeah.
of, and like you can like punch in and be like hi, and you'll never get seen, but like it's like a private thing. But people are willing to spend $35 a month for it. Like it's crazy.
The
The,
Dungeons and Daddies, they have their top tier. They get to do a one shot with the DM. So the DM will do
Yeah,
just a one shot.
They
with them.
had a name for that group because
cool.
they gave them an item at some point.
Yeah.
Goodness. How much is that?
There's a
What's
guy
that tier?
following.
I don't know. But you'd have to limit it, right? Like you'd have to have like no
Yeah,
more
you
than
only have like 10.
like yeah. Because otherwise, you'd
12.
be if you had people. I mean, yeah, you'd be making more money, but you'd have to like do all of these one-shot homebrew adventures and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The High Rollers guys, they stream on Twitch during like their campaign, and their last campaign when it ended, they had collectively had donations of $12,000 on that last day just of donations.
Just to them?
Just donations to that Twitch stream.
Goodness gracious.
Jeez.
Brian, do you Twitch stream when we play?
Yeah, I have the past like 6 or 7
How-
sessions.
I mean, what is it? Is it just because if you would have given me heads up, dude, I would have like sent a leak on my Facebook or
Oh.
Instagram. I know people for sure that would love to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I've thrown it in
But,
Discord in the past.
Like if I would have done that.
I think the week I started doing it, you were working. I think.
Well, okay.
But yeah.
Because I'm like, I know a lot of people on my Instagram and stuff that would totally watch.
All right. Next time we do our next campaign, I'll give you the link because I'll be streaming that too. It'll just be from my point of view.
Yeah. Like when Jesse and his group, when freaking Nolan does it, I literally I get a notification on my email that Nolan was streaming on like what was that Jesse Tuesday?
Yeah, you should get notifications when I start streaming. You just gotta enable it.
I don't think well the problem is I don't think I follow you on Twitch. That's probably on me. But well I get randomly got a notification saying like Nolan's streaming, so I didn't even know it was going to be like Jesse with the whole D&D group, and I was like, oh, maybe Nolan's playing the game, I'll just watch him play it for a minute. Next thing I know, it's like Jesse and the whole crew. So I was like, oh, all right, like I'll just watch this now.
Here, I'll put it in the chat again.
So I watched it like 20 minutes.
There's a link to my channel, so I mean, do all the things there. And then I posted all the videos to my YouTube as well. So if you want to go to my YouTube, I'll put the link there, and they can watch them there. Let me find out how to get to my channel now because YouTube decided to change their thing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've got your stream up.
Yeah, our last session through Nolan's game, we had 11 views.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like, yeah, I saw that too, Jess. I saw there was more other people, and I'm like,
There's like a handful of
I
people
just
that we don't
assumed
know
those
who they
people
are
you guys knew, but I'm
that were
like,
watching
you
us.
didn't.
Yeah, I checked a couple times. We've had, I think at one point we had 3 or 4 people. It's harder though because we our time, like we're yeah, our
right.
time is not
Yeah,
peak.
it's gonna mainly be like, yeah, coastal
Right.
people.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I wasn't following you, Bryce,
Oh,
and now I'm following you on
interesting. Okay.
Twitch.
There's probably a lot of people streaming something on Friday nights.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jared, did I tell you that for my other campaign that Kyle Johnston, Kyle Johnston's playing in that, right?
Right.
He's actually doing a 2-session Christmas 1-off, 2-off for that campaign, and Brian's going to be joining in on it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, I want to be a part of this. How can I be a part of this? It's
I
already
don't know,
full.
man. You have to text Kyle and be like, "Yo, dog."
I don't have his number. I don't have any contact with Kyle Johnston.
Seriously, you don't have his number still?
I don't have any Kyle, like no contact with him.
Okay, I'll send him.
Dude,
I'll
okay,
send you his contact.
Jesse,
Just-
when
You should, Brian. You need to text him and be like, we both know that having Jared there would be
yeah,
crazy.
it would be. Jesse, you know how he was in Florida? Yeah, he was at the airport 10 minutes from my work.
Oh my goodness, that's
I
funny.
texted him as I got home because that's when you gave me access to the Discord. So I was just reading the chat and I saw that he was going to be in Florida, so I texted him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm in the Tampa airport." I was like, "Seriously? I work like 5-10 minutes away from there." He's like, "I've been here for like 4 hours."
Oh man, seriously, I would especially 2 sessions. I would love to be a part of that.
It's gonna be on.
Yeah, maybe you can play like an NPC or something like that. I don't really know what he has planned because I'm actually going to be a player while he DMs. But oh my gosh, he's going crazy. So like, he got a subscription to Incarnate. Like he's like building maps and
You've got him down the
he's
rabbit
building
hole.
an entire world. Oh yeah, dude, I sunk him deep. He's completely caught up on Dungeons and Daddies. He's listening to Adventure Zone right now. Like, yeah, it's bad for him. I asked him how his marriage was because I was like, yeah, dude, like don't forget about your wife.
I sent him a like a homebrewed Santa Claus monster, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing!"
Yes.
So that might show up. Yeah.
Which number? Where does he live? He's not in
No,
Grand
he's
Bay
in
anymore.
Colorado.
No, he's in Colorado.
Okay, which is his number? The 872.
I'm looking. Hold on. Info.
Is that his mobile? Because I have.
8675309.
I just got to cut that out of the recording.
Yeah, cut that out of the recording.
What's the recording notes?
I'll text.
I'm not
him and be
streaming.
like,
I'm just
"Bro,
recording, so I'll add it to the end of the
even-
video.
I'm like, even if I can't even freaking be a main player, I would love to be. I would love to be a bad guy. Anybody, even if I can't play all these series, if any of you guys that are DMing ever need a bad guy, trust me, I'm your guy. I am the greatest bad guy in the world. So
I know you jumped on a hole and killed Dritz.
well,
Got him
now-
again.
Now you get to know my true self. But then magically I sacrificed myself. So at the end,
So for the
I also brought back Dritz. So there's that.
so those of you who have played
Redemption.
played Overwatch before, the character that I'm making for this
Oh,
one
yeah.
shot is going to be like Torbjorn. So he's a dwarf and he has a turret. Like there is a class that has a turret.
That's so cool.
It's going to be pretty sweet.
Build them up, knock them down. Can you just do like the emote
Yeah.
like sayings that Torbjorn says the whole
I'm
time?
gonna rename one of my spells called Play of the Game, and it's just me hitting mending the turret as it's shooting people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty OP, man.
It's dude,
That's so
I'm
OP.
surprised how OP that thing is at level 5.
Dude, so we finished my one-off and my other, my Halloween one-off that ended up being 5 sessions in my other campaign.
Naturally.
Oh
Oh,
jeez.
jeez.
Yeah. Well, because we can only really play for like an hour and 45 minutes just because of everybody's schedule. So like,
Right.
there's not a lot of time to go over. But last session we did almost 3 hours on Tuesday,
Oh wow.
and that was the longest anybody had played. But they finished it off. But these guys are so powerful. Like I had to scale up so much just to like accommodate for the strength of my 5th level players that I have in that
You have
campaign. It's
2
ridiculous.
rogues that just wreck stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, rogues at level 3 are they. I was just talking about that with Adam last week when we were talking about. I have a rogue that I rolled for playing with my son, and at level 3, I mean, he is just freaking OP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they essentially like everybody in that campaign except for I think one person has the ability to attack twice. And then the rogues have
Jeez.
sneak attack.
Right.
And then the rogues also, at some point, they get the ability to, like as like a bonus action or whatever, they can disengage. Like everybody else, it takes an action to disengage. They can do
Uh-huh.
it as a bonus action. So you can
Yes.
attack twice and then disengage, and then you're out of the fight, and it's freaking ridiculous.
Yes, it is.
And sneak attack again. Next
Yep.
turn.
Yeah. So sorry, they actually get 3 attacks because they get the
Yeah,
sneak
well,
attack.
Well, the sneak
it-
attack gets added on to
yeah.
Yeah,
an
so it's a more damage,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and all it takes is an ally to be within
Yeah.
5 feet of them, and they get sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane.
which is so it's essentially them just like weaving and bobbing
Yeah.
behind everybody. And so my friend Steven, Steven Shear Clark,
Mhm.
and our friend Laura, they essentially are both rogues. And that's all they do is they just sit back and they sneak attack with their freaking longbows, or I think Steven has a crossbow now. And yeah, it's just fun.
Once you read the stat sheet of a rogue, it makes you realize how bad of a player Ron Stampler is.
Well, I
Right.
mean,
Ron Stewart.
Dennis is just better.
No. Yeah. He Ron Stampler, she doesn't use like half
Well,
of the abilities
none
that
of
she
them
could.
do. They don't. I mean,
Yeah.
Except for
I don't think-
Henry.
I don't think any of them
Henry
really
does.
know how their characters work. They're just
yeah,
BSing
they're just
their way through
playing.
the entire campaign.
Hey, hey,
man.
Bri. How quick do you think you can upload our session tonight?
If I stay up and do it, which I probably can, since it's we're not playing till 2 in the morning.
Well,
There's
the only
one
reason
time,
I ask,
Brian.
the only reason I ask is both my parents are. I told them it was like the last night of the
It's on-
campaign. and
well,
so they're
it's already
like,
on Twitch, so go to Twitch and you should be able to see it.
Just stream
How
it
do I-
from your phone or something or one of their iPads onto their
Yeah,
Apple TV.
if
in
you
their
go to
living
my
room.
channel, it'll be
Okay.
like the video that starts playing automatically.
Okay, they were like they want to watch.
Okay.
I told them I was like it was our last night. So
Yeah, it's there. So I mean, it's short. It's only like 37 minutes. So
yeah, I feel like I need to show them it pretty
here,
quick.
let me
so.
let me see if I can
If not-
I'll give you a direct link to it.
I was gonna say, can you just send me a link and then I can?
There is the direct link to tonight's video.
Yep.
Okay.
I sent the link from my last Tuesday's video too, if you guys want to check it out.
Nice.
We just lost Adam.
Just
he's
for my
saying that.
own prep sake and whatnot, how, and I know Jared is still thinking things over, but How soon is everybody gonna want to jump into Salt Marsh?
Tomorrow.
So that I know. I just need to know like
Clark.
how to prep. Like if you guys are wanting to take a break, that's fine.
I think we should wait till not next Friday, but the Friday after that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need. I honestly
So
don't
we're
need
taking a
too
week
much.
off?
I don't need too much time to figure it out. I just need to. It's just hard.
Is it
'cause,
really?
like,
So wait. So
literally-
Christmas? You want to do it on Christmas Day?
Hell yeah.
It was a joke, bro. It was a real one. It was
Let's-
a real
Here,
good
let's
joke.
let's look at
But it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be a joke.
let's look at doing it on the 8th. That's in 4 weeks.
Okay.
Unless everyone's down for next week. I don't know. I mean, if you
Yeah, I don't think I will be just because we're entering
yeah.
crazy season for me at work
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Christmas and stuff. So
Yeah. Same. I think we should wait a
and
little
then-
bit.
I think Nicole's will be glad to have maybe a few Friday nights, like
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Yeah.
D&D.
Yep.
As great.
So
as it
the
is,
the
guys.
current plan, just so everyone's aware, is all of us here will play the Saltmarsh campaign if Jared decides he wants to play, which is it's totally fine if you're not. But the current plan is we will all be doing this campaign every other week. So it'll be the 8th, the 22nd, or however we decide to do it. Moving on. And if we want to, well, so Clark is going to start another campaign with at least 3 of us. Jared, if you want to do it too, 100%, you're totally good, but that would be an every week thing for you then at that point. So you're probably out of that one, I would assume. Okay.
Yeah, I just can't.
Right.
I don't think it
Which is
commits to,
fine.
like weekly
Totally
right
fine.
now.
No, it's not a problem. So
The second group is just for those of us who want to play more frequently.
right. So
Right.
that'll be me, Chris, Clark, and Adam playing in that campaign, and it's either going to be Dragons of Icefire or Clark. I heard that you may want to change it up. So if you want to change it up, that's totally fine.
Well, I think we already have the stuff that I'm good for. I'll probably go buy the book and then just kind of like
Okay.
read through that before.
The only
we do
reason we
anything like that.
did Dragons of Icefire, one, it's the newest starting adventure, so it starts at level 1.
Right.
But the actual starting adventure, like when you purchase the book, it goes to level 5. But on D&D Beyond, they have adventures that continue that storyline all the way up to level 15.
Mm-hmm.
So it
That'd be
gives
cool.
us, because a lot of the campaigns that are published only go to like 5 or 10 and stop. That's it. But this one seems to carry on higher up. So it's not like you just hit 10 and then it's like, okay, now what? There's no like level 10 campaigns. So we do this and we can go ahead and go all the way up to 15 or 20 by the time they write more.
Right.
So that's why we did that. So, but if you want to do something completely different, totally cool. We can figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to let you guys know. I want to go and show the rentals
All right.
this video before they
Dude, Thanks
crash.
again, man.
But,
That was a lot of fun.
Of course, dude. Hopefully, my whole monologue was not too much.
No, dude, it was.
I was telling Brian before. I was like, I really don't want it to be like too over the top, but I like want it to be funny. But, like that was the whole thing. Was like when I got impaled, I hit my head again, so then I have like all my memories back. Like it was just all like we planned all of that to like no legs. The true original no legs came back. So
I mean, it was good. I liked it.
so, anyways,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'll give you guys the rentals. The
Yeah, I
reaction
was gonna say,
because I'm
text me and let me know what they think. I'm curious to hear more.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear
Yeah.
your dad's reaction.
I think he's just
Yeah.
gonna love it because it's like he gets to see all of us
Yeah.
together playing this together. I think he's gonna have
Yeah.
fun. They've been watching stupid freaking Discovery Channel TV shows because of
So
quarantine,
old.
so I think they're gonna be into seeing people's faces
here's
they
the-
know,
here's the
even though
thing.
they don't know what's going
Just
on. But...
take them to my YouTube channel. They can watch all of our adventures.
yeah. I wake up in the morning. My dad's like, "Oh, hey, so I watched Strahd episode
Yeah, dude,
4,
you-
and I had some questions,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't you guys do this?
Yeah, like
You're
yeah,
gonna wake
like,
up to a
yeah,
lecture like,
yeah.
why did you jump in the hole? Just you had
No,
to, Jared.
yeah.
Just be quiet when you walk in a room. You don't need to yell at the wolf. Just tell him you're in trouble.
I'm like, Dad, this is literally what I do, man. And he's like, why did you have to kill Dritz like that? Why'd you have to do that to him? Why?
I can-
He's a good guy,
I-
man. Why'd you have to
I
ruin him
can
like
hear
that?
it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like, why do you have to be so stupid about it, man? Like, you could have just not jumped in there. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. All right,
Yeah,
go
it'll be
show
good.
him.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
let me
you
know
guys
for
know.
sure.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Alright,
text
guys,
us, bro,
see
for
you.
Alright.
sure.
All right, guys. Deuces.
Yeah.
I have so many good ideas like popping up in my head
Yes.
for Return to Barovia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Barovia 2, Electric
gonna be
Boogaloo.
Did Adam bounce out?
No,
I didn't hear him bounce.
He's in
Yeah,
Discord.
I think he had to go to the bathroom or
Oh,
something, maybe,
okay.
but that's fine.
No worries.
Yeah, he bailed out of
Roll 20, which is fine.
roll
Yeah.
20.
I got a lot of good.
Are you
stuff stored up,
writing it
so
down?
I'm
Good.
writing it down. Yes, I'm writing it down. I wrote down a handful of stuff even
Cool.
tonight. As we were playing, as things popped up, I was like, "Oh, that's
Yeah,
good."
as soon as Jared texted me that
yeah.
he said he wanted to die, I was like, okay, we'll just have Jesse bring him back as some undead creature when he's a lich. I was like, that was the
That's
first
right,
thought. After oh
absolutely.
shit, that was the second thought that went through my head.
Yes. Oh.
Hey, so just so you know, like my thought plan for like when Dritz officially comes back would be that he has found a way to bring Katya back through through like as an extra planar um creature, and so the way the mechanic works in the books is that when she dies, when she goes to 0 hit points, she doesn't die, she goes back to the other plane of existence, and then takes like a couple of days to recoup. The only way that she can actually die is if the statue is completely destroyed. But so my thought would be that I would respec back as a Beastmaster again, and then have I would finally have found a pet that I can't
Yeah.
kill.
And you being like
Like
the
a-
higher like level 10 at this point, I mean, probably by the time, I mean, you'll be level 10 when we start our next thing.
Yeah.
There also, I mean, there's whole sections in the books, like the player's handbook and Xanathar's and everything, about downtime and what you can do during downtime. This section, now that we're in, would be considered downtime for you guys. So if you go look and you see something that you want to do and see something cool, by all means, run it by me or run it by Jesse, and or whatever you're gonna take your next character.
I think you need to decide too. You don't have to decide now because I don't know how long Saltmarsh is going to take.
At this rate, it'll be 4 or 5 years.
4 years. I was going to say.
I don't know.
I'm going to be sending at least to preschool and kindergarten before we get started on this next one.
Right.
I mean, honestly though, Saltmarsh has kind of gone slow for you guys because there's 3 of you. Like, you guys could have dispatched some of those fights much.
You mean I didn't have to
if there were more of you?
Convince one by one for them to come out and us knife them in the face?
Right.
Yeah.
And I've started actually looking up like ways to speed up combat with my other group, because my other group has 6 players in it, and so combat's just a drag. And so like I've started grouping bad guys together regardless of their initiative order and taking their actions at the same exact time. A lot of that kind of stuff, just because we ain't got time for this, guys. We ain't got time for one session to be an entire single battle.
So that's what I'm doing too. For Saltmarsh, I'm rolling all of their initiative as one roll instead of rolling each because that's one of the things that Anthony does with Dungeons Daddies. He rolls. He was saying, he's like, hey, if you want to know how, just a quick, easy, and cheaty way to do this is just roll everybody's initiative at once. Like, all the bad guys have a single initiative, and then they all take their turn together.
Yeah. And for the most part, I don't, unless you have like super OP bad guys, like that's going to be okay. Like if you have like 3 orcs, it's not going to kill everybody,
Yeah.
So
I also like always know what I want to do though too in combat. Like when it gets my turn, I know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, because I think a lot of people focus on like listening to what other people are doing the whole time, where most of the time I just like looked at my character sheet and just like, okay, I want to do this eventually. Like,
Yeah.
when is a good time to like play this? And
Yeah. I do the same thing. And then the only time that gets screwed up is when, like Adam decides to cast daylight right on my fucking head.
yeah.
Oh man.
You gotta be prepared for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Clark, if you decide to do Dragon of Icefire Peak for your guys' other campaign, the nice benefit of it too is that I've done it. So I'm currently doing it. So you can like watch all the videos I've done because all those videos are up on YouTube.
Okay.
We can chat. I have tons of stuff that I've just spent hours figuring out how to make it fun.
Mhm.
And so if you do decide to do Dragon of Icefire Peak, there's a lot of help that's not far away.
Right. I definitely would like to do that too. I'm not like opposed to anything at all. I think it'd
Did you
be
get that?
easier if we are. Huh?
Did you end up buying the essential kit?
No. I mean, I can go get it anytime. Like, there's a game store down the street. We can go grab that stuff from. But
Yeah. Because that's the adventure is in the essential kit. So
so yeah, I'll probably go get that. Probably within the next week or so. Just like get some looking through and just kind of get ready for it. Because if we're gonna do it, hopefully by the end of January, is really what I'm thinking. Then you get some time to go through the book, read through like at least half the adventure, read through it, and then probably get ready. Just plan for like, I don't know how you guys plan for it, but hopefully plan a large area of it for at least the first few weeks, and hopefully have that ready to go. Just write some notes and get ready for that.
Have you created the campaign yet?
No, I have not at all.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and roll a character. I'm just gonna take the base stats. I'm not gonna roll for my stats.
Mhm.
So, and then I'll start working on a backstory and I'll run it by you whenever.
Okay.
It'll probably take me a few weeks to get my backstory, so it'll be yeah.
Once I have a lot less work, it'll be ideal.
So Clark, if you can at least in D&D Beyond go create the campaign and
Yeah.
share the link out, then we can go ahead and link
Okay.
our characters to it, so you can at least see when we do get all that stuff done, you can see it.
All right.
can you create? Can a character be a part of multiple campaigns?
I don't think so.
A single character?
Let me see if I can.
I think you can.
Let me see if I can. Here, let me see if I can do this. Paste and go. Let's see. Core is already there. Ignite. No, you cannot.
Okay. Good to know.
I just tried to add my character that I have sitting in your campaign to the Saltmarsh one. And it
Saltmarsh.
didn't work. Clark bounce.
Yeah. But you could.
No,
you
I
could
just
dupli-
backed out to see if I can create
Okay.
the actual game.
You could duplicate your character though.
You can, but it's not going to link anything.
Right.
You said we already have the module for it?
We
Yeah.
do. So here's the thing on that. Jesse, I think you bought the module. I think that was the code that you had when we were talking about.
Yeah, but didn't we? I think I bought it.
Did you?
again.
Okay. Well, if you bought it,
Yeah.
then you have to have a character sitting in our campaign.
No. I think I got the free code, but then I rebought it. I
You
thought.
rebought it from because so here I'm gonna go into the campaign. I'm gonna look at my content management.
Here, real quick, do you guys need me for anything else?
No, we're just hanging out and chilling.
No.
We're just
Alright,
bro.
thinking about the
All right, man.
balance.
All right, man.
Okay. All
Have
right,
a good
man.
night.
Alright, guys.